Excuse me, do you know how to get to town?
Yeah, it's back the way you came.
Probably not going to edit this one. Just wanted to basically mention this, even though people has already mentioned this guy multiple times. Also, apparently he likes the DMCA people, which, haha, screw you, asshole. That's not happening here. But when it comes down to things, I wanted to bring up attention to this. I don't even want to call him an actual N-word. Like, I do not claim this man. I don't think any black person should claim this man to be actually black, honestly. Ain't no possible way this should be the case, right? So let's just call him a COON op. Let's just call him that, honestly. This COON op, who you probably seen all over Japan, this man that goes by Johnny, who is honestly just by far the biggest piece of shit I think I've ever seen. I thought Quantum TV was bad, because you know what he been doing, and honestly the dumb chaos that he's caused, honestly, I thought he was bad. No, apparently he's literally want to be Quantum TV 2.0. Quite literally wants to be the second coming of Quantum TV, even though we don't need no second coming of that dude either. But when it comes down to things, he makes Quantum look like an actual anti-hero saint versus this mother effer. Because this mother effer just literally goes to different countries, causing nothing but chaos, literally being racist, being as crazy as he wants to be, and not anybody's really doing anything to this guy, and it's absolutely insane. Okay, I mean, I say that because he did get jumped in Japan that one time, but like, honestly, I don't consider that like an actual ass beating. Like, that's not an ass beating, or what I would consider an ass beating. He just got grabbed up. That's essentially all that happened. But when it comes down to things, apparently from what I understand from, I think this is from what his current position is that he's not in Japan at the moment, and he went to Bali, and I don't know if he's actually in Bali or not, but that's the last place I think he's in. But when it comes down to things, man's being like mad racist over there in Bali too, by the way, and it's just not good. Like, the whole point of why I wanted to bring this up is just because this man does some heinous shit, and no one really seems to be talking about it outside of the few people on Twitter and Japanese Twitter, which absolutely hates this man, which I'm right down with you. There really hasn't been a lot of talk around this guy, and essentially I wanted to kind of come in and speak my 2 cents on this too. Because one, as a black American man my damn self, he's just making us look bad. Like, I hate that I have to share the same skin color as this COON. I don't really want to hear it at all, because this dude is actually trash. He's garbage. How is he still walking around going to different countries just to be racist is beyond me, and wild that no one has done too much of anything to stop him, honestly. It's just a little weird. But I think the biggest atrocious thing that honestly is connected to this man is essentially the fact that, well, Mother Effer almost has 10k subs on YouTube. Why? Why do people support people like that? I don't get that. Literally, you have so many people, hell, so many people that share the same skin color as myself that makes good content, or at least decent content in some shape and form that you can support. But you support a man that's openly racist, that's not even funny with his shit. Honestly, that doesn't make any kind of sense. Like, I know being racist is like something that really wouldn't get you kicked out in a country, honestly, just off rip, but just take a note of the things that this man has did, or at least the rumors around this man, which I wouldn't be surprised if he did do. And honestly, even if he didn't do half of the stuff, you know what, it's whatever, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, you're still an asshole, because that doesn't change. Because this man out here playing racist ass music in Japan, that, you know, no one really cares for, being loud as shit, which, you know, definitely Japanese people do not care for. Man's out here asking about Nagasaki and Hiroshima, like, oh yeah, we totally don't know what the hell happened back there. No one wants to be reminded of that shit, honestly. Like, bitch. It's like when people be like, oh, you know the 9/11 memes? Haha, that's some good shit. No, it's not. It's trash. Who still uses 9/11 memes in 2023? Move your ass on. Harassing the Japanese public in general, going as far as to, from what I remember, literally giving underage Japanese people alcohol and just letting them get lit off of that, which, again, something you're supposed to not do. And by far the one I just found, and the reason why I really wanted to make this damn video, is apparently man was in a karaoke place or whatever and essentially was intoxicated with a Japanese woman and then sexually assaulted her. Which, why? Again, for someone that goes to a different country, I would imagine you would have to be respectful. Honestly, that's what you're supposed to do. Even if the country has certain things that you just don't agree with, even if it's some things that you just don't believe in, you know, you can still be respectful to it or be like, nah, I'm good on that, but thank you though, I'm good on that. At least on that type of level, right? This mother effer don't do any of that. Man just literally he just literally exists just to hate and be racist. Like, how does he still have a YouTube content platform to work with? I don't necessarily know. Granted, people are scummy and they do, you know, work on YouTube, so maybe that's the reason why. But still, how does he have 10K? That doesn't make any kind of sense. How? Who is supporting this man? Literally, his own audience is just people that pay him $3 because that's the most money he ever made in his entire life. He literally has like $3 to send him just so he can play some offensive music or sounds in public, whether it's literally some moaning sounds or some racist ass music. Like, this is some high school edgy ass level of content, which is not good. Obviously, high school sucks. Also, apparently, the man is also, from what I understand, his future plan is going to Israel at some point too, which, let his bitch ass go to Israel. Let it happen. I guarantee you, he ain't coming back out of Israel. And if he does, it'll be the skin of his teeth because he gonna get his ass whooped. I don't want anybody to die. Don't get me wrong. I do not want anybody to die at all because I don't wish death on anybody because that sucks. Don't do that. Because we already have enough issues with that as it is. But if he got his ass whooped, I wouldn't be surprised. People like, well, I thought once he leaves Japan, he will learn his lesson, but apparently not. No, the only lesson that you can teach someone like this is through an ass whooping. Literally, not killing the man. Again, I don't want anybody to die, but an ass whooping is what you need to give this man. Like, dead ass. That's the only way to stop him. Someone like this guy to be doing some heinous ass shit. You know, I ain't saying you gotta completely shatter the man. I ain't gotta say you gotta completely like make him go crippled or whatever. I ain't saying like that, but just completely just go out of your way. And I'm not saying that I want exactly someone to come through and to just exactly whoop his ass, right? But like, if he were to get his ass whooped, that's a free show. I don't even like fights like that, but that's a free ass show. Because all this effort is doing is just making black people look bad and Americans looking bad. Because when it comes down to things, when you travel to a different country, you're supposed to be a representative of your country. No matter whether you like it or not, that's what you are. And essentially when it comes down to things, if some people met this man in Japan and literally was like, you know, this is their first time meeting a black person, because there's people over there that hasn't met a black person before, which I think a lot of y'all would know. And essentially, this is your first time meeting someone and he's just being racist or saying some wild ass shit or just playing some ridiculous ass music. You're probably gonna think majority of black people, oh, they are all assholes. You ain't gotta give them the time of day. And I wouldn't even blame you for thinking that. But to be honest, as you probably would, yes, not everybody is like that. But this asshole is making it like that. And it's just ridiculous, honestly. Like, there's so much offensive shit that honestly I could say, but I'm not going to because one, I don't want to lose my damn channel, and two, I'm trying to be some damn body. But when it comes down to things, this mother effer is just ugly as fuck. Man's literally looking like a whole ass fish, like he's Nemo or some shit. Man's looking out here like he's the exact replica, the real life equivalent to the ugly ass bucktooth boy off of Fat Albert with the yellow ass shirt. You know who I'm talking about. But when it comes down to things, this is by far the most disgraceful ass person I've ever seen. And, you know, there's been some very much disgraceful ass people. But like, why would you go to a country that is literally not even trying to cause any problems? You know, don't get me wrong, Japan has their problems. Every country has their problems. But they're not trying to be that crazy about it, especially in public and whatever. And essentially, you have N-words like this guy, who is honestly the COON, and essentially come through and just be causing havoc and just bugging the shit out of people for literally no damn reason, just for your internet clout, that in 10 years you probably won't even effing matter, because you might just be, you know, somewhere else that might ends up happening to you. Again, don't wish death on anybody, not at all, but if it happens, oh freaking well, you kind of caused that yourself now, didn't you? Like, this is some EDP levels of shit. This is some Logan Paul type of beat, and at least Logan had the decency to have this shit, whatever messed up shit happened once, and then try to move on from it. At least he had it to happen once. Shouldn't have happened at all, but at least he had it happen once. This man's a constant asshole, and quite literally, if he was in a regular ass hood in regular ass America, I guarantee you his regular ass is gonna get beat. That's literally how it will go. And again, it just makes shit harder for people like me who wants to actually go to Japan, respect the culture, even if it's something that you don't necessarily agree with when it comes to certain things. You don't have to just outright say what it is, or just be hella disrespectful and break religious statues or something like that that's over there. You don't have to do any of that. All you just gotta do is just be like, alright, and then just leave. Just ignore it and move the hell on. That's all you gotta do. And honestly, let me just tell you the actual, like, well, at least from what I've seen, kind of thing that black people do. They like to care about themselves and themselves individually alone. They do not necessarily care if someone else get dragged down in the process. Sometimes they don't necessarily care if, you know, the whole race ends up looking bad for one damn event or something like that. That shit does happen, and it's hella annoying, honestly, because, you know, there's some other, you know, people in, you know, our color and whatever. We don't want any kind of smoke. We just trying to live our best lives and do what we got to do. Right? We just trying to take care of our responsibilities in the best possible way. Because like I said before, my ass would like to go to Japan. Would like to go to Akihabara, go into the anime side of Japan and just, you know, see what they got. Go into the Gentai side of Japan and, you know, see all the good content that they have. Probably buy about 3 different, you know, figurines, because those probably gonna be hidden. And then maybe some dojins on the side, lolly specifically. And then maybe go as far as to go get me like some body pillows or something, and then maybe buy one on a whole and see how that kind of goes. Go over there, essentially try some Japanese cuisine, go explore the actual beautiful nature that's over there, because I would like to see one sakura tree in my damn life at least. I would also like to go over there, see what the nightlife is like, maybe head to the red light district, then immediately walking out because I don't want to get scanned or something like that. Then essentially at the very end of everything, essentially find a nice Japanese lady who essentially loves, you know, to be around someone like me, and essentially have a nice ass family at some point in time. That is all I come here to do. And then obviously come back, because Japan looked like a hell of a fun country to honestly just walk around and tour for a little bit. But when it comes down to things, I can't necessarily do that if N-words like this make it this damn hard to, you know, actually go over there and, you know, when you have the money and do stuff like that and just have fun, regular ass fun that, you know, everybody can do. Not no go over there, be a racist, all this type of junk and do all that. Like, no. So that's essentially all I really want to talk about for this one. Again, if you have to deal with this person and you're someone that's Japan, and you're from Japan and you're watching this video, I apologize. I mean, I can't apologize on his behalf, and I'm definitely not doing that, and I'm definitely not apologizing on majority of, you know, my race, because that's not my responsibility. But I apologize that you had to go through that, or you had to deal with this person, or you just had to see something about him or anything like that, because again, not everybody like that. Not everybody's like that. A lot of the homies I know, they're pretty damn chill. They're black, they fine, they absolutely want to go to Japan and just have a grand ass time, not doing any of this nonsense. But you do have them people out there who is definitely stupid as shit, who definitely don't think about nothing but themselves and trying to get money. And honestly, where have I heard this story before? But anyway, that's essentially all the real on topic for this one. So I hope you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification way out. Also follow me on the socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Patreon is available as well. And until then, it's your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.